Hey there and happy Wednesday. So all day today kind of felt like Friday because I've been on the go. I got my hair done this morning, and then after that I picked up my grandson for his early out from school. And if you're in Minnesota and have kids, it's used to be MEA, it's Minnesota Education. I don't know what it's called now, but it was always MEA, and it was always exciting. And I loved having that extra time to spend with my kids during the middle of October as well. And so I was going, and I thought, you know what? It's quiet now and I'm home. I'm going to schedule a live, and I don't like to schedule them too early or too ahead of time because something always happens. Sure enough, 5:59, hubby calls, hey, I might need a ride from you. It's like, well, yes or no, because I'm going to do this live if not. And that's how things go this time of year. Actually, it's how it usually goes on the farm anyway. Hi there, Julie. Good to have you on here. So I bet it's been at least months ago that I laid out the spread of 3 cards, and they kind of all had this look and theme to them. And it was one of those sneak peek things. I was getting ready to plan a class in Fairmont, and so I'd picked out different little baskets and different floral arrangements or whatever, and I said, here's a sneak peek to let you know what's going to be happening in Fairmont. They love this card, and like I said, I always have like leftover pieces, or usually, not always, but and so I love making them up for you guys to give you some ideas and such. And the 2 market, I wanted to get that to you sooner for ideas because it's great for the fresh produce and flowers. And now we're into fall, and I kind of feel like maybe I missed the boat. But then some of you say, I love making cards with flowers all year round. And some of you always say like you're months ahead. So like your Christmas card's already done because you did that in July and such. And so then I have come to the understanding too that it's never out of season to do anything. And especially when things come and go, you'll see me often putting off using products because they're not in stock. And as the world goes with things that are in stock, out of stock, you'll see me doing things that might be not in season, but it's because they're back in. So let me get my camera flipped around. Hi there, Sandy. And you can see the card better this way. And then I'll show you all the products in the 2 market suite here. Let me see if I can tighten that up a little bit. All right, so here we have the Thanks a Bunch. These are great for thank you cards. There's also a nice sized hello in the stamp set also, which a lot of you like. My sweatshirt just just stuck to a stamp and launched that, and I'm like, is that one I need for my project? I better be careful. All right, so in the 2 market suite collection, that's from the annual catalog on page 39. And like I said, we've got all sorts of great produce. If you know me at all, usually have a large garden. This year, that was my anticipation, is to have all sorts of goodies in there. And especially, I love the fresh tomatoes and doing all sorts of things. Well, as it worked out, when I planted my garden, I had no idea that I wouldn't be able to garden when things were ready because I was recovering from major surgery. And as it turned out, everything flooded. And so my garden produce has been very more missed than hit. And my brothers have come to my rescue. Just this afternoon, I took my grandson and we went to my brother's and picked from his pumpkin patch, and he has it all set up in piles, so we can just go to the big pile, the small pile, the medium pile, and just get pumpkins. And so that was fun for both of us, and it wasn't a lot of work, so that was good. I appreciate that so much. But yeah, we've got all sorts of veggies here in the market goodness, as well as like I love the stitching here and the sentiments. And then the dies here are fun, like that nice basket or like a netting mesh for the produce. That what I like about that is you can put that over the produce and still see everything through it. And so we've got nice dies for that and flowers for that also. And then something that's not in the suite but I'm using today is the Dashing Designs Embossing 3D folder. So we've got that, and one of those that, depending on what you want to see, kind of most of this design pops up, some of that pops up there. So I'm using that, like I said, not part of the suite. And then the paper, that is the star of the show. And I can't remember if I showed this before. I don't think I did, because I used just these flowers, if you remember, with the cows. Some of you were at classes where I did cows, and some of your cows with the cow punch had that as part of your card, and some of you had that as part of your card. And then like today, like you can, the dies will cut out some of the tomatoes and the carrots and the lettuce and such, so that makes it so easy because you don't even have to color. But what I wanted to pull out today here are my shopping baskets and my flowers. So at the class that I did in Fairmont, I just had these set out, and people could choose if they wanted like a shopping bag. Probably not the mesh so much because like you couldn't see the flowers, but you know, they could do that. And so there was choices there, and then they could also pick out what they wanted for their floral arrangements and what color and such. And so that was fun. Everybody's card looked a little different. And I love these embellishments here. And these are the transparent adhesive back dots. So we've got some nice like deep purples for the Blackberry Bliss, light and dark green to go with the produce. And then even some like vanilla, kind of a clear color there too for the gems. So very wonderful things. And I love the price point too. Like if you're getting just the bundle, I mean, this whole collection is $56.50. Some of our bundle dies and stamps are that expensive, but you can get everything on this page for that price. So that's always fun. I like to point that out when it's one that's not going to break the bank. And if you're kind of on the fence, then you go, you know what, I can make over that hump, right? Okay, so hi there, Joyce and Donna. Good to see you guys on here. And where I'm starting with my card base is Garden Green. This used to not be my favorite color, and I'll be honest, those of you that have been stamping with me a number of years know that green's like not my go-to color, but I always say when I use it, I like it. And so the Garden Green is perfect for the garden produce. And then this comes from that Market or 2 Market Designer Series paper. So that's where we have all the tomatoes. There's more tomatoes on the back of the sheet than there were in my entire garden that were usable this year. These are about the size that my tomatoes got to, that like what their current stage is right now is about that size. And so it's not very helpful. So I've cut this piece down to 4 inches by 5 1/4, my standard 1/4 inch step down. Got a little bit of adhesive on there. Hopefully I can just, there, brush that away from the edge and it goes away. So that's always a fun feature. Okay, so I've got that as the basis. And then I'm going to mat these two together. So like I said, this is the Dashing Designs 3D embossing folder. And the measurement for that is 3 by 4, 3 inches by 4 inches. So this is going to measure 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I'm just going to put those two pieces together here as well. And center that. And now this is ready to go on my card front too. So we've kind of got like our center focal point, a good base to kind of pull all those colors in together. This wouldn't normally be like a color pattern that I would put together, a color combination like the crumb cake and the Blackberry Bliss, maybe yes, but then like these with the greens, like all of that. But then like when you see these flowers with the Blackberry Bliss and the green, and then you see the shopping bags and such with the crumb cake and everything, then it all does come together. All right, so let me, I'm going to go for, let's see, something different than what I used for my sample for those of you just joining in. And I'll be honest, I always try and have my, my videos be as short as possible. So I was going to have this all cut out. And sometimes you guys are like, you know what? I don't mind watching you cut, because then I say to myself, you know what, that was pretty easy to cut out. Some of you shy away if you have to fussy cut. Others of you say, ooh, give me all sorts of fun things to fussy cut because that's what I love to do. So, you know, to each their own. It comes like right down to those who like to color, those who like the intricate dies versus not. So yeah, the shopping bag, obviously very, very easy to cut out. Hi there, Donna. Good to see you on here. I've got 2 Donnas going. All right, and so I use the purple there. So I think I'm going to just snip around this one here, or the orange color, the peach pie to be exact. And I'm not going to worry about this part here when I cut because that's going to be hidden by the shopping bag. And here too, you can kind of go, do I want to get intricate around all those flowers, or just kind of go in and out for the majority of it too? And so that's kind of where I fit in depending on my mood, but most of the time it's going to be not too intricate around stuff, just kind of cutting. And when I cut, my tip is I tend to move my paper maybe more than my scissors. And I don't know, you know, if that's hard for people to adjust or learn to, but I feel like if I'm cutting across a big space, my scissors moves. If I'm going in and out, then it is my pretty paper too. So if that helps. But yeah, somebody said, oh, I just want to get this paper and just cut out all sorts of the shopping bags, and then cut out a whole bunch of the flowers, and just leave the sentiments off, so that if I need a birthday card, I've got the birthday card. If I need a thank you, and on and on. So so it's always fun to hear how people think outside of the box, right when they're with me, like they see it immediately and know what's going to work for them. And part of me then says, well, they must enjoy it. You know, like some people I said might not like doing the cutting out. I don't think I heard any complaints, either that or they're being super gracious. There we go. Okay. So I've got that there. Hi there, Kathy. So now what I'm going to do is just tape this, the bottom of my flowers here. Just going to put some adhesive on there and then tape that. Kind of want it going a little sideways like so, out of there, like that. And then I'm going to flip it over and put some dimensionals across all of it. So, and then I just take a few dimensionals and actually kind of overlap where they meet so that they do stick together well also. Okay, so got lots of dimensionals on there. We peel all of those off here. Okay, and then that's going to be ready to go on my card. I'm just going to kind of leave that to set aside. I don't want to flip it over yet for fear that I'm going to get it stuck to my glass mat or something else. Peeled off this paper here, and now the opposite side of it wanted to stick back on. Okay, so the only stamping that I'm doing is the Thanks a Bunch, and that's going to be stamped in the Blackberry Bliss. Right, so I've got this, and then I've got this little piece of basic white cut ahead of time, and that measurement is 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. So 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. I'm going to stamp the Thanks a Bunch over to the right side of this because the flowers are going to overlap a little bit there. And so I'm just going to put a couple, let me double check. Yep, I'm just taping that right down. It's been a while since I made the card, so I had to make sure that I didn't pop it up. And I didn't think I did because I'm going to pop up the flowers over top of it. So I'm going to just make that even with that crumb cake edge there, like so. And now these are all sticky, ready to go. And I'm just going to put that at an angle so that the flowers sit next to the Thanks a Bunch and then the bag underneath. But like I said, you could use any of those bags, and there's different flower combinations there. And then the embellishments, like I said, I love these because greens are something you can use all year round with the different holidays, the different summer things. And especially now, I feel like our offering has a lot of greens, different shades in our Pretty Designer Series papers. So these are the transparent adhesive backed dots. So let me just pull out this one here, and my take your pick tool. Just gonna grab, so yeah, you have two, if you can see, of each color, 2 of the larger size and 2 of the smaller. So we've got 4 different colors and then 2 different sizes. So I'm just going to use 2 of the larger ones here, put that in an angle, and then to get that odd combination of 3 for the pleasing to the eye look, I'm just going to put that on there like so. Now, since this is a thank you card, I like to leave them pretty empty in the inside, because thanks a bunch could be for something they did, something that they gave you or whatever. So I'm leaving this empty. And so I'm just taking a strip that coordinates a 1/2 inch by 4 inch strip of Blackberry Bliss. Sometimes I do this with Designer Series paper, but I'm actually just doing it with the cardstock. I'm just gonna put that across the bottom with a little bit of the white showing, and then this is going to be the inside of the card, because that way it'll still kind of tie it together. I thought, it just looked kind of blah to me, and normally I'm kind of okay with that, but I thought, well, at least this will coordinate that through there. Yeah, thank you, Sandy. So yeah, like I said, for those of you that like to sit down and just cut away, this would be a great project for that. And you can put different sentiments. The different ones in here are, besides thanks, a bunch, like bursting with happiness is great, hello, and for you. But like you could, some of you have several stamp sets, so you could use different sentiments for that as well. So, all right, let me get this flipped around. Okay, I don't know where my screen went, but it went blank for a bit and I panicked. Okay, so hopefully you guys have a good rest of your evening. My plan is to be back to you guys tomorrow again with some more inspiration, and check in and see how you guys are doing. So take care. See you again. Bye-bye.